I bid you welcome.
I welcome you to my house.
Welcome to my house.
Welcome to my home.
Hello horror hounds and welcome to my horror house. Welcome back to another Monster Monday. I look back through the films of the Godzilla franchise. We're at 1973 and Godzilla versus Megalon. This one starts with a bang, an underground nuclear test, and we all know that nuclear testing in a Godzilla movie is absolutely consequence-free. After the test, Japan starts experiencing a number of earthquakes, and we meet inventor Goro, his friend Hiroshi, and his nephew Rokuro, who are having an outing at a local lake when one of those quakes hits, completely draining the lake and revealing a huge opening in the Earth's crust. Goro, by the way, has built an android called Jet Jaguar, and upon returning home, they interrupt a couple of intruders who were in the process of trying to steal Jet Jaguar. Long story short, the underground nuclear testing has destroyed a large portion of Seatopia, a 3 million year old undersea kingdom. The Seatopians are understandably unhappy and wake their god Megalon to counterattack and wage war on the land dwellers above. So basically, human weapons testing has ended 3 million years of peace. 3 million years. Good one, humans. Good one. Megalon is the Seatopians' god monster. He's a sort of giant beetle who stands upright and has drills for hands. He can also shoot lightning bolts out of the large horn he has on the top of his head, because of course he can. Godzilla is now about as cute as he can get without putting a bow on him. Smushed up face, large round eyes. You just want to pinch his scaly little cheeks. In wrestling terms, he truly has evolved from the heel to the face by now. He's even got his own new signature move in this film, the tail slide attack. As well as Megalon to face, Gigan is drafted in when the Seatopians contact the Nebulans in space and ask if they can send their monster to help out. Since the Nebulans' invasion was thwarted in the previous film, I guess they're only too happy to get some payback. And of course we have Jet Jaguar, not exactly a monster, but he's a flying robot who can transform himself to the size of Godzilla and fight with him against these monsters. I guess Jet Jaguar is rip-off of Ultraman. During the previous film, Godzilla vs. Gigan, my other half said that as these films progressed, they were starting to remind her more and more of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And here, the ingredients and heritage are unmistakable. Once unleashed, Megalon attacks Tokyo, naturally. And as is the way with this series of films as we've been going on, we get a lot of recycled footage of Tokyo being evacuated, army vehicles on the move, lots of recycled footage. Some may see this as part of the charm, but I find it disheartening. It leads to montages of stitched together footage instead of crafted set pieces. In a new sequence though, Megalon destroys a dam, and that model work and the ensuing flood is really sweet. The army counterattacks and the guy in the Megalon suit has to endure a truckload of fireworks and explosions all around and on him in the grand tradition of these films. When Gigan joins the fray, I'm afraid ultimately it's just another excuse to reuse older footage, and it becomes clear that the reason Megalon can fire yellow lightning out of his head horn is that so Toho can reuse footage of Ghidorah's yellow lightning blowing stuff up from previous movies. Godzilla arrives for the final 15 minutes and pairs off with Jet Jaguar in a tag team fight against Megalon and Gigan. It's fun enough, and I guess the kids might like Jet Jaguar, but this grumpy old sod spent the film wondering why Godzilla was so pally with an android he'd never met before, who'd only just been built in this movie. For a tale of the entire world under threat, we spend an awfully long time with just 3 humans and their android, I guess. It's interesting that by now these humans are actively signalling Godzilla for help. As with previous entries, my enjoyment was seriously marred by the rigorous use of footage from seemingly every tank, jet or falling building being taken from another film. Seatopia is a great concept, a nice addition to the completely out there wider universe of these Godzilla movies. If you like the Power Rangers, then sure, check this out, but I imagine you'd be much more better off checking out the Ultraman stuff. But for me, as with Godzilla vs. Gigan, some great new monsters and new concepts are drowned in a morass of money-saving cheapness.